Hello Leo, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw honest truth. This is your April 2020 tarot forecast, and if you would like me to do any other types of readings, I have a little bit more time on my hands at the moment, but oh my gosh, how much things have changed so much in just a few weeks, even just 1 week, like all around the world. It's pretty crazy. Anyways, so if you want me to do a particular reading specific to, what's going on in the world right now, please let me know or comment below any other type of content you'd like to see me create. I'm more than happy to do that for you, but you have to let me know. Okay, so your theme for April is the 10 of Wands, duty, obligation, responsibility. So you might have a heck of a lot of responsibility at the moment, and it's not something that you can just like put down. You feel like you have to do this. It could be like related to, family, friends, community, work, just whatever it is that you are responsible for. And with the 10 of Wands in this deck, you really do need to prioritize, because this is not sustainable. That's backbreaking work. It's a lot. I'm sure it's a bit stressful. It's doable for now, but ask people for help. You shouldn't have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders all alone. Ask for help, because there are people around you that do want to help you, but you need to ask and maybe delegate a little bit, okay? Anyways, so let's pull some cards. So I've already shuffled the cards off camera, but I'm just showing you that I'm cutting the deck, and I've got my 3 different decks. I've got my Tarot of the Cat People, and my Tarot of the Thoth deck, and my Mystic Mondays deck, which which represents what's happening on the surface, beneath the surface, and advice cards for each week of the month. Now, make sure you stick around until the end, where you pick your own destiny card, so you use your intuition for that. Well, just pretty much like with everyone else this month, there's just a whole lot of ups and downs, but I do like to focus on the advice so you can get the best case scenario considering the circumstances, okay? Yeah, so if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and let's get to it. So let's see. I see that there's a little bit more activity in the first part of the month. Let's see. One day I will have a second camera to show you what I'm seeing, but I just, I need to be able to afford that. Anyways, let's see. Okay, so the first week of the month. Okay, so I think the pressure of the responsibilities and whatever duty and obligations you have, you're definitely feeling a bit of pressure right now. So on the surface, we've got the 9 of Swords. Beneath the surface, we've got the 5 of Wands, strife, and then your advice card is temperance, okay? So, this isn't fun, this is stressful, but at least these 2 cards are minor arcana, so it's not completely turning your life upside down. It's not the biggest bump in the road you'll ever deal with, but the 9 of Swords, so on the surface, this person is, they're wondering was all of this worth it? Everything that I fought for, it's having fought so many battles, and now actually getting to the point where they're was it even worth it? Everything that I fought for, everything that I've sacrificed, relationships that you've sacrificed, you know what I mean? And you're kind of just wondering, wow, what was the point of it? It's literally, it's kind of a bit of a midlife crisis in a sense, but a midlife crisis with have you actually been leading your life in the way that you want? Swords are more mind and logical, so maybe it's made sense from a rational, logical decision, but beneath the surface, we've got the 5 of Wands, strife, right? So I feel even though maybe in a certain area of your life you've been really fighting a lot because it's made sense logically, rationally, but beneath the surface, spiritually, it's caused a lot of stress, because it feels since that's a 5 and that's halfway, it's not really that fulfilling. It's almost a lukewarm kind of spiritual feeling, and I think it's caused a lot of stress because maybe you've been a little bit off course in this aspect of your life, and now you're kind of realizing it. So it is a little bit of a crisis. Your advice is temperance, right? So temperance is saying to find that balance, not to completely give up, but to feel things out, patience, sustainability, just kind of like not necessarily changing everything completely, but trying like little bits and pieces of different things, like dipping your toes in different possibilities and potentials, and just going with what feels right. And, you know, just finding that balance internally, right? Because even though there's stressful situations externally, you've got to find that balance internally. Otherwise, you're just going to be a slave to external situations your whole life. And I know you don't want that. Okay, so second week of April gets more interesting. Please stick with me until the end. So on the surface, we have got the Knight of Wands. Beneath the surface of the Tower, and your advice is the Chariot. Okay, so it looks like you might, could be one of several things what's happening on the surface. Either someone comes to you with a message, information that you will need to, you know, integrate into your life, or maybe potentially take action on, or you are moving forward, or it could be both, like, or you're moving forward with a piece of information, a new goal, like you've made a decision. Like during the first week, you know, you felt maybe a little bit blocked, stressed, but now you're like, you know what, I'm going to move forward with this. But, you know, underneath the surface, we've got the Tower. So, and just the thing is, like, it's not, this Tower, like everything's falling apart. Like everything, something that you thought had structure is just completely going to be falling apart. Literally almost every single sign has gotten the Tower at least once for this month. So it's like, you are not alone in this situation. It's a complete upheaval of, this could be a belief system. This could be like just chaos in society, in your world. It's just a complete collapse of structures that we thought were strong, but obviously not that strong. So it could be internally, your belief system, right? That's a structure. It could be like, it could be literally anything. It could be where you live, your work, society, your family, like literally anything, right? But you might be getting a message about it, and the thing is, this has been like a long time coming, because it's like a trump card, so there's really not much you can really do about it, because this takes a long time to build up. Your advice is the Chariot is just to fucking, like, you might want to just be like, well, you know what, this is completely fallen apart, and just completely change your situation. Like, you don't really have much to stick around for when you've got this. It's like, if your house burns down, are you just gonna like stick around and hang around in the ashes? You're gonna be like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna move to Hawaii, or do this or do that, or, you know, maybe you lose your job, and are you just gonna like hang around hoping to get it back? Or are you gonna just be like, you know what, that thing I've always wanted to do, I'm just gonna do it? So, and just going for it full force. So like the Chariot is a warrior. It's someone who has like a goal, and they're just going for it, going for it, going for it. This could be physical movement as well. But this is saying that, you know what, this has fallen apart. Just go for exactly what you want, okay? And you will be getting some sort of a message about it. Whew, oh, Lord. Now, let's see. During the third week, this is interesting. All right, third week of April. We have got on the surface the Four of Wands. Beneath the surface, the Two of Cups, love. And your advice card is the Three of Cups. So I feel like during the third week, you're going to be overall like kicking back and relaxing, maybe kind of ignoring some of what's gone on. And it's like, you know what, fair enough. It's hard. You don't have to necessarily like take action straight away, even though like the advice card for the second week is the Chariot. But it seems like you're not really doing much. Maybe you're just kind of even, you know, you have to kind of like get back to, you know, your responsibilities, but you're just kind of putting them on the back burner for now. It could also be your partner, or someone that you live with or cohabitate with, or just like a really, you know, someone who you're like two peas in a pod, because we do have the Two of Cups, right? So this could be either you or the strong influence of someone else, where you know, have a really awesome, committed, loving relationship, right? But anyways, so you or this other person is like putting off responsibilities. I don't see them being put off for too long. And maybe you're just kind of like connecting with the person that you love with, if it's romantic or a friend or whatever. But your advice actually is just to kind of, you know, chill out, relax, celebrate. Like Three of Cups is like celebration, hanging out with other people. And Yeah, so I think that, yeah, I mean, it's a balance, right? So you do have the Chariot for your advice card in the second week, which is like pick a goal and go for it. But like that might be a bit more long term. But your kind of short term advice during the third week is just to relax and enjoy. You can't like just be sitting and stressing all the time. And enjoy like the people that you have like a really loving connection with. That's, you know, emotionally, spiritually fulfilling, because one of the great things about like, you know, committed, like equal loving relationships is that, you know, and you or the other person or both of your lives, like things can completely fall apart, but you've got one another, right? So you do have that stability with someone. So just to really embrace and celebrate that love that you do have. All right, so let's see. Fourth week of the month. Okay, so we have got on the surface the Nine of Pentacles, beneath the surface the Queen of Swords, and your advice card is the Nine of Cups. Okay, so I feel like you're kind of picking yourself back up off the ground. And you know, that really makes sense with your theme of duty, obligation, responsibility. I think that if you were to kind of like slack in certain aspects of your life, it would definitely be short term. So the Nine of Pentacles is building something that you want, and you know, something that you've worked really hard at. So it could honestly be anything. It could be a garden, it could be a house, it could be work, it could be physical body rehabilitation, like exercising, things like that. It's something physical, everything from your body to monetary. And so you know, whatever it is you've been working at hard, like you are, just keep working at it and it will be recognized. I feel like it's definitely taken a lot to get here, because underneath the surface, we've got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords can be quite, you know, ruthless. She's the type of person you want on your side, in your corner, okay? So you've really embraced that energy where, you know, you just have to, it's this just getting shit done without like sitting around and, you know, what's the word? Marinating in your emotions or whatever. She's very like logical, she's detached, she's very like, you know, willing to do what it takes, right? To get stuff done. She also sees things from a higher perspective. So I feel like, you know, that this has been really important to work on and invest in your life. And so even if there's been like emotional ups and downs in your life, she's still like embracing that Queen of Swords energy. You're really, really able to just get stuff done no matter what. Even if there are like other things that can be upsetting, you're still able to focus on your work, building your wealth, in whatever manner this wealth comes in your life. Okay, so that's very good. Your advice card, I love this one for an advice card, Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is a wish card. So make a wish, you know, you are doing what you need to do logically, physically, but like, what do you want emotionally? Like, what do you want? What will be emotionally fulfilling? Like, what does your heart desire? And put that energy out into the universe. Ask and ye shall receive. But how are you supposed to get what you want if you don't ask for what you want? So figure out what your heart's desire is and ask for it, okay? Now pick a number, 1, 2, or 3, and you're gonna pick your own destiny cards, okay? So please do comment below, like, has this reading resonated with you so far? I love reading your comments so much. What kind of content do you want to see? What is it you've been fighting for, you know, that you need to find balance with during the first week? Oh my God, what is it that's falling apart during the second week? It looks pretty tough, but I mean, it's gonna propel you. You have that potential to push yourself forward and create a different life that you want. And you know, you seem to be able to roll with the punches really well. I'm not gonna lie. Like, a lot of people would have that second week with the Tower card and just like completely stay in misery. But you know, you're able to just move on and just be like, that's pretty impressive. I'm very impressed. Okay, I don't know if I could do that. All right, so if you picked 1, let's see what we've got. Interesting. Okay, so if you picked 1 on the surface, we've got the 6 of Swords. And beneath the surface, we've got the 4 of Cups, luxury. And your advice card is the 3 of Pentacles, okay? So essentially, like, I feel like this might be like physical movement. It might not be permanent, but you might actually be physically moving. Maybe you're coming home. But regardless, it's some sort of journey that you have thought about logically and rationally, and you're moving forward with it. It might be kind of like a reassessment of, you know, maybe taking a few steps back from the first week, what you've been fighting so hard for. It might be because we've got the 6 rather than we had the 9 of Swords in the first week, okay? And I feel like this is going to, but I don't know, I don't see this as a super big deal, because honestly, all of these are like minor arcana cards. And also beneath the surface, I feel like, did you really need to go on this trip? Because beneath the surface, we've got the 4 of Cups luxury, which sometimes can be like a little bit superficial. Like it's not the be all end all. It's like, you know, kind of, it's like superficial satisfaction. But so maybe you're kind of like stepping back from that and, you know, reassessing, maybe the abandoned efforts is something that you realize isn't really worth it, isn't really like as emotionally fulfilling or satisfactory as you thought it was. So maybe you're coming back from that. And it would be like, you know, because you've rationally thought about it and everything. Your advice card is the 3 of Pentacles, which is like synergy and like working with a team. So I feel like whatever it is that's going on in this aspect of your life, what you're coming back from, what you're moving towards, okay, this is some sort of movement. Ask advice, right? Ask, because everyone like has a blind spot. So this is, you know, like we're one of these, right? But we don't know everything. So we need to ask at least 2 other people, even more potential people, about like, you know, to kind of fill in the blanks and the blind spots. So, you know, no one's good at everything. You know, lots of brilliant people need accountants and lawyers and counselors and things like that, right? And they're the type of people that help us fill in the blind spots that we have. So the 3 of Pentacles as an advice card is saying, you know, fill in those blind spots, ask people for advice so you can see the whole picture, and then the whole structure will be stronger and things will make more sense. If you pick 2, let's see what we've got. Oh, wow. So if you pick 2, on the surface, we've got the 2 of Pentacles. Beneath the surface, we've got the Princess of Wands, and your advice card is Judgment. Pretty intense. So it seems that there's a certain situation, a way that things could go, and it's like 50-50, right? So if you've got a choice to make or a decision, it could be like financial, physical, like your body, it could be investments, it could be work, where you live, an opportunity to move, something like that. It could still go either way, and whatever you pick will still be fine, right? Like it will still work out. The only mistake you can make is not making a decision. So beneath the surface, we've got the Princess of Wands, and she goes with her intuition, right? So the difference between recognizing your ego and your intuition whispers, right? And it comes up, boom, like out of nowhere when your mind is clear. So you might want to meditate if you need to get in touch with this kind of fiery spiritual energy. That wand energy is very fiery or fiery. So she goes with the flow with her intuition, animal instinct, all right? Instinct, intuition, quite similar. And it's that spark, that thing that, oh, like you feel so excited about it and you're just like, yeah, and it gives you energy, right? It makes you feel more positive energy. That's more intuition, instinct. And then your ego usually is a bit more fear-based, and that usually comes a bit after. So you're like, oh, maybe I'm gonna join the circus. And then your ego's like, wait a second, no, that makes no sense. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean? But it's that intuition is the first thing that comes up, and it makes you feel joy and excited about life, right? And then the ego usually comes a bit secondary and is usually more like meh, 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 meh. A bit naggy sometimes, and fear-based. Like, I'm not just an ego, like we need ego, right? Because if everyone like joined the circus, it would be, the world would literally be a circus, or oh my God, I'm trying to be funny. Anyways, so yeah, but like both are trying to help us, but like in this situation, listen to your instinct or intuition. Now, your advice card, oh, it looks like you will be. Your advice card is Judgment. So Judgment is saying, I guess to make this decision, maybe this decision, because like these are both minor arcana and this is a major arcana, maybe this decision seems like maybe not as big of a deal as you think it is, but like as an advice card, as a major arcana advice card, like I think it's a bigger deal than maybe you realize. So Judgment is saying like to be authentic and like hard truths, you know. It's like looking at like past patterns and the good and the bad, no brushing anything under the rug, because anything you brush under the rug and ignore when it comes into making this decision is going to come up and bite you in the ass like really, really harshly in the future, okay? You need to like look rawly, authentically, without any hesitation, like past, present, so you can be directed accurately into the future, okay? You need to look at the good and the bad, all right? So that will bring you into a direct course, and it can be like a rebirth in a sense, so. All right, good luck with that decision. All right, so if you picked 3, let's see what we've got. Oh, cool. Oh, interesting. This is so cool. We've got 2 of the same cards that came up for your main reading. So on the surface, we've got the 2 of Cups. Beneath the surface, we've got the Chariot, and your advice card is the High Priestess. So during the 3rd week, beneath the surface, we also had the 2 of Cups. And also during the 2nd week, as your advice card, we also had the Chariot. So I feel like this is going to be more like mid-month, right? So if you picked 3, genuinely, I feel like you're going to be moving forward, or someone else will be, but like, or it could just be both of you, but mostly you, really, this is mainly representing you. So you will be moving forward in a romantic or loving relationship. The 2 of Cups, I love it. I think it's like for me in this deck, it's like the perfect, you know, love romantic relationship card, because, you know, they're equal height. They both give and receive equally, and it's got a basis of friendship. So I feel like, you know, this love relationship, I feel like you might be going towards it, just going for it. During the 2nd week, you might just go for it, right? And the 3rd week, you might be in it or beginning to really embrace this love relationship. If you're already in a relationship, maybe you were uncertain about it before, and now you're like, you know what, I'm all in, right? So that's pretty cool. So that looks really cool. So that's great. And your advice card is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is super intuitive. You know, she listens to the messages of the universe. So, you know, when you get this advice card, the messages are coming your way. It's just like you need to be open to receiving them. That could be dreams, synchronicities. That means this month there are no coincidences. They're all little nudges from your spirit guides and higher self in the right direction. Yeah, but this is really, really positive. And one more thing about, I feel like, yeah, and you can see that 3rd eye as well. So maybe like meditating as well, or it doesn't have to actually be like literal meditation, whatever clears your head. If it's like a bath or a run or yoga or whatever it is, you know, clear your head so that you can be open to receiving these messages, all right? So if you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. All of that's in the information down below. I do monthly, mid-monthly readings, so please check them out and comment below if this reading resonated with you. Love reading your comments. You can also follow me on social media. That is also in the information below. And if you're still here, you get a secret bonus card. Ooh, this one. Oh shit. Okay, be wary of negative mind patterns and being stuck in your head. You can always walk away. I feel like maybe you feel like you have to do this. You don't. You can ask for help, okay? And if you ever feel any fear, just know that that's your ego going into overdrive, ultimately trying to protect you, but you need to be able to snap out of it. I'm gonna just pull one more super quick card. But it's all part of the process. Everything will come full circle. It will be completed. This is also part of closing a chapter, so you can move onwards and upwards into the new thing. So get ready for the celebration, all right? See you later, bye.